Hi everyone, this is Dr. Bowen. Welcome back to our ethics course. Today we're going to do a quick review of categorical imperative number 1. And this is to go back to Kantian deontology. We've been studying virtue ethics, but we know that deontology was derived from virtue ethics, and many argue is a vast improvement upon it. So, Immanuel Kant gave us rational thinking and moral autonomy as the basis of this philosophy, and then he gave us the 3 tests of the categorical imperative. Today we're going to talk specifically about test number 1, which is the universal duty form. That form of the categorical imperative is act only on that maxim that you could will at the same time to become a universal law for all similar situations, essentially for all time. So in essence, it obligates you at once to do the same thing you're considering, just like it would obligate every other rational decision maker to do what you're considering doing at that time. That makes the theory universal, meaning that it applies to everyone from now on for all time in all situations like the one that you're facing. Is it still okay? That means you could be on the receiving end. We've talked about reversibility. It also means you could be on another planet in the future, etc., and the law would still apply. Is it still okay? So let's take a simple example and give it a test through the universal duty form of the categorical imperative. Could you say that you can universalize this action? Let's say there's a cash register drawer and it's open right in front of you. There's an extra $20 hanging out of the drawer, and it would be very easy to take that money because the drawer's unattended. It might be no big deal at the time. Maybe you think they owe you that money. Maybe you really need the money for some food or something like that. Could you say that for all time, everyone who's in a similar situation could take the $20 out of the cash register drawer and it's okay? You may one day be the cashier running that cash register in charge of counting the money. And if someone had taken it because it's okay, you would probably have to pay it out of your pocket. Now you can see why this is unfair. So of course you can't universalize that rule. It's a very simple example to get you thinking on universal terms. So what if you found a wallet on the sidewalk? What if the wallet had no money in it, but it had some credit cards and the person's ID and a phone number so you knew where to find them? What would you do with the wallet? Would you leave it where it was? Would you throw it away? Would you take it home and see if there was any value in it at all? Anything you could do with the credit cards, or maybe use the wallet for your own? Those things, again, are not universalizable, because what if you lost your wallet? I bet everybody in the audience today has lost something important to them, a wallet, cell phone, keys. You're frantic and you're hoping that the person who finds it has goodwill enough to get in touch with you and return the item. So, of course, you can't universalize keeping the wallet even if you found it without any ill intention, because if you were on the receiving end of that situation, you would want the person to be honest and do their moral duty to return the wallet to you. So universalizing the moral maxim would be to return the wallet, not to keep it for yourself, because you would want everyone else to do the same thing. And finally, a more vague example. Let's say that you see a smoker, they're going into the subway and they throw a cigarette butt outside on the street. Is that okay? It seems like a very small action. But if you universalize that every smoker going into a subway system in New York, Berlin, Frankfurt, wherever they happen to be, could throw a cigarette butt on the sidewalk, before long you would have a mass pile of horrible, smelly trash outside of every subway, and it would render it unuseful, disgusting, unhygienic, and probably unsafe. So of course you can't universalize that moral maxim even on something as small as one little cigarette butt. You can't universalize it, therefore it's unethical to do it. It has to hold the same for all people in all time in all similar situations. And if you can say that it is okay to act on that maxim, then you've passed the duty or the universal form of the categorical imperative. Now, as we know going forward, you have to pass all three forms, but for this particular form, doing your universal duty to uphold the moral law should obligate you equally as every other rational decision maker for all time and all place. So I hope that helps you understand Form 1 of the categorical imperative, universal duty, and being able to universalize the moral maxim, meaning that it holds for everyone equally. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.